Throughout my life, something that has been extremely important to me, both personally and professionally, although I couldn't really put words to it and articulate its importance when I was younger, is having a sense of community. As I've grown and matured and been able to reflect on things that are meaningful to me, I've realized that engagement with community provides support and encouragement, but also meaningful opportunities to share in and contribute to other people's lives. Any success that I have had in life has, in a very tangible way, been a direct result of the love, care, and commitment that other people have shown me. This has come from a variety of places. My parents, for sure, my extended family, role models, coaches, friends and peers, teams and organizations with which I have been involved. For 13 of the most formative years of my life, Chesterfield County Public Schools helped facilitate some of those communities, putting people in my life who allowed me to grow into the person I am now. Grange Hall Elementary, Bailey Bridge Middle, and Manchester High School were locations for some of the most pivotal events of my maturation and growth. And although I do have a strong sense of nostalgia tied to these places, it's not the physical locations that were so significant, but the people there who invested in me as an individual. As I've said, I didn't necessarily recognize the importance of community at the time, but I knew that I always felt safe, welcomed, and encouraged by the communities I had at school. I have very fond memories of interactions with teachers, coaches, front office staff, janitorial staff, bus drivers, and food service workers at just about every level of my education. I knew that when I was at school, the people there wanted what was best for me. They wanted me to learn. They wanted me to succeed. They wanted me to grow. This isn't to say things were always easy or comfortable. I was not always just given a pat on the back and told I was great. I was pushed. I was challenged. I was told I was wrong. But it was always done by people who I knew cared for me, in a way that it was clear they wanted what was best for me. My value as a person was never at question, even when they were questioning and challenging my ideas, behavior, or beliefs. This was huge for me, as I eventually learned to take criticism and feedback not as a personal attack, but as something intended to help me get better. The support communities I was part of in Chesterfield County Schools were invaluable in helping me see who and what I could become. The people I interacted with didn't just evaluate me for who I was in the moment, but they looked past that and they saw my potential. And they helped me to see that potential as well. I was taught many lessons during my time in school: academic and personal life lessons, math and listening skills, history and English, and the value of hard work, drafting and critical thinking, physical education and empathy, science and sports, and conflict resolution, and the benefits of being open-minded. At times I was a quick learner. Some lessons made sense to me, and I was open to what I needed to learn. Others took me a while. I had to experience some things to really understand. Rather than listening and believing, I had to make mistakes and deal with the consequences before I could learn. I'm sure teachers and coaches were frustrated by my stubbornness and how I thought I knew it all. I was so sure of myself and my view of how the world worked. And yet, they were patient with me, even when I didn't want to learn, even when I didn't take their lessons seriously. They didn't write me off. They continued to work with me, as exasperating as I must have been. And it was because they cared about me. They cared about me at that point in time. But more importantly, they cared about who I could be, and they understood the investment that they were making in future me. And those investments are still paying off as I continue, decades later, to learn the lessons they were trying to teach me, or sometimes learning and relearning over and over again. Because the investments they made, the relationships they fostered, the communities they built, These all extend far beyond the walls of Grange Hall or Bailey Bridge or Manchester, and far past the time of graduation. Who I am now as a person is a direct result of the people who have poured into me, people who continue to influence me and impact my life, even if we haven't seen each other or spoken in years. And for that impact, and for these people, I am eternally grateful.